Grow a garden. This simple Roblox game did something not many games have ever done. It beat Fortnite. This game set a record, but what happened after? A game that had over 22 million concurrent players suddenly started to decline. But why? The game's player count started to drop in September 2025. And this wasn't a slow drop either. Search results show that Grow a Garden lost around 400,000 players in less than a week. That's a huge number in such a short time. So what happened? Well, part of it was timing. Right as Grow a Garden started slipping, a new game, 99 Nights in the Forest, began blowing up in popularity. It wasn't long before 99 Nights passed Grow a Garden's player count and started pulling attention away. But before we talk about the decline, let's go back and look at how this little Roblox game managed to climb to the very top in the first place. When Grow a Garden first launched, it wasn't anything special. It didn't explode on day one, it didn't instantly have millions of players. At first, it was just a small Roblox game that blended in with the thousands of others on the platform. But over time, it started to stand out. And the reason was its simplicity. Most Roblox games try to pack in as much as possible: complex mechanics, massive open worlds, endless quests, PvP systems, grinding, mini games on top of mini games, and while that can be fun, it can also be overwhelming. Grow a Garden was the exact opposite. It was literally just about growing a garden. Plant your seeds, water them, watch them grow. That was it. No huge tutorials, no confusing systems. Anyone could pick it up in a few seconds. And that's what made it powerful. It was peaceful, it was relaxing, and it gave players a sense of progress without being stressful. As more people discovered it, content creators began to play a huge role in spreading it. TikToks of massive gardens started going viral. People would post before and after videos showing their tiny starter gardens transforming into a giant field of flowers. YouTubers made challenge videos like, "Can I grow the rarest plant in just 24 hours?" Streamers showcase their gardens to thousands of viewers. Slowly, the game's popularity snowballed. What started as a small project turned into something much bigger. By mid 2025, Grow a Garden wasn't just another Roblox game, it was the Roblox game. Kids were talking about it at school, streamers were building entire communities around it, and then came the peak. The number that shocked everyone: 22 million concurrent players. For a short but historic time, Grow a Garden even had more people playing it than Fortnite. That's something almost no game can claim. At its peak, Grow a Garden felt unstoppable. Updates kept players engaged, adding new seeds, decorations, and events to keep things fresh. Players logged in not just to farm, but to see what new content was out. And it wasn't just about the farming itself. The game became social. You could hang out with friends, show off your garden, and feel proud of what you built. It was a game that was easy to play, but also easy to share. This was the golden age of the community. People would compare their gardens, trade tips, and compete to see who could make the most beautiful layout. The game became more than just a farming simulator, it was a shared experience. But like all trends, the hype couldn't last forever. In September 2025, the numbers started slipping. This wasn't a complete collapse, but it was sharp enough that people noticed. Losing 400,000 players in a week is no small thing. And the timing was rough. Just as Grow a Garden slowed down, new games were catching everyone's attention. The biggest one was 99 Nights in the Forest. It wasn't complicated, but it brought something new to the table. It had that same simple but addictive vibe that made Grow a Garden so appealing, but added a sense of mystery and exploration. Suddenly, players who were getting tired of just planting seeds had a fresh world to explore. Then came Steal a Brain Rot. That game was different, but it started blowing up at exactly the same time. While Grow a Garden was losing players, Steal a Brain Rot was gaining them. Some people argued that the drop in players was just because school was starting again. And that might have been part of it, but here's the thing. If it was just school, you would expect the other games to dip too. Instead, the opposite happened. Games like Steal a Brain Rot and 99 Nights in the Forest were growing. That shows it wasn't Roblox itself slowing down. Players were just moving on from Grow a Garden. So why did Grow a Garden start falling off? It wasn't just one thing. It was a combination. Timing. Just as the hype started to cool, new games came out. 99 Nights in the Forest gave players a new obsession right when they were ready for something fresh. Simplicity. The simplicity that made Grow a Garden amazing also made it replaceable. Other games started doing simple but fun too, and the novelty wore off. Hype, burnout. When a game gets that big, that fast, it's almost impossible to stay at the top forever. Eventually people get tired of hearing about it and want to try something new. It's not that Grow a Garden suddenly became bad, it's just that the perfect storm that made it explode, the timing, the simplicity, the hype, eventually worked against it. So what happens next? Is Grow a Garden done? Not really. The developers are still working on it, and it still has millions of players. It's far from dead, and it's still one of the most popular Roblox games out there. But will it ever hit 22 million concurrent players again? Probably not. Beating Fortnite was a once-in-a-lifetime moment. It's a kind of record that's hard to imagine happening twice. What's more likely is that Grow a Garden will settle into being a steady, well-loved Roblox classic. It might not be the absolute biggest anymore, but it will stick around. Games like this don't just disappear. And honestly, that's okay. Not every game can stay number one forever. What matters is that Grow a Garden gave players something special. For a while, it wasn't just a Roblox game, it was the game. It proved that sometimes the simplest ideas can capture the world's attention. So that's the story of Grow a Garden. The Roblox game that went from beating Fortnite to facing a sharp decline. Do you think it can ever make a comeback, or has its time at the top already passed? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more videos on the rise and fall of your favourite games. And that's fine. At the end of the day, Grow a Garden gave players something special. For a while it was the number one game in the world, and it showed that sometimes the simplest ideas can make the biggest impact. That's the story of Grow a Garden, from its record-breaking rise to its sudden decline. Do you think it can make a comeback, or will it stay a memory of Roblox's biggest moment? Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe for more looks into the rise and fall of the games we all play.